Hey everybody, Rachel here from Rachthestamper.com, and this is going to be the final video for the January Stamp Club. So this I actually created as a gift card holder, but I have another little version I'm going to show you too where you could actually do a Ghirardelli sampler, be just a teeny bit smaller. This is pretty simple, and then when we're finished this video at the end, I want to show you a couple more things that you can do with your cards. I have 4 or 5 more ideas to share with you at the end. So this is pretty simple. What you're going to do for this, for the making the bigger piece, okay, I'm just showing you an alternate color, so hopefully that's okay. So what you're going to do is, this is the scalloped tag topper punch. So you're just going to slide this in, and if your thing is a little bit too big, so you'll notice this is just a teeny bit too wide, what you can do is, instead of going in this way, you slide it into the top here. I'm going to show you. One second. Let me just get that in. So you're kind of going over the lip, and then just make sure that it's centered. So there's one. And then what you'll do is we're going to just nip this off. So you can kind of make these so they're bigger if you wanted to. I learned this tip from another demo I thought was pretty cool. And then same thing again. You're just going to slide this in. And I'm going to do it for my other one. So make sure it's centered. Other one as well. Okay, so this is just scored in the middle. This is scored at 4 1/4. I believe this is 8 1/2 by 2, 4 1/4. All the measurements and everything will be there. So there's that. I'm just going to do this one. This one, what I did instead was, and let's see, what is this one? This is 6, and I believe this is 6 1/4. And what I did was I scored it at 3. And then I flipped around and scored it at 3, and it's going to give you this little kind of pocket piece in the middle here, and this will fit your Ghirardelli. So same thing, I'm just going to go ahead and pop this in so we can do all of this at once. It's funny because for the longest time I didn't realize that you could make things any bigger. I thought that if it wasn't the size, you just couldn't use the punch. So quite honestly, I learned this probably about maybe a month ago. So you still can, I'm just going to trim that little piece off. See, with that, you can just trim these little extras off. But it's amazing the things that people will try and you just don't realize, oh, you can do something different if you wanted to. So this is that one. And then what we're going to do is, I have some different decorative pieces, so I am going to go ahead and fold these. That way it will kind of stand up a little bit better. So that's for the Ghirardelli, and then this one is just for the gift card. So one thing you can do if you want your gift card to stay in there is you can actually use a little bit of liquid glue, and you just let it dry to tacky, and then it's kind of like that double stick stuff. So pretty easy. So I have a couple. I have one that's just plain white with a little black bow tie. And then I have one that has a little bit of a crazy color. I think I'm going to go with this since this one's a little bigger, with the black bow tie. And then I have For You, and this is from the Well Said. Can never find it. There it is right up top. I am using the smallest stitched shape circle. That's a tongue twister. And I'm going to stick with, I did these in Pacific Point, so I'm just going to stamp them in Pacific Point. So I already pre-cut those. All right. And so I'm just going to let those dry. Now you can add buttons or you can skip buttons. That's kind of an up to you thing. I'm not sure that I have a couple buttons left. So one of ours will have buttons. The other one I'll skip. I have a few of those left from the other project. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put this together. When assembling this, I'm going to use the, oh my goodness, words are escaping me. I'm going to use the thread, the baker's twine that came with this suite. We'll kind of tie it in. And 2 for here. It's funny though, because as I've done this series with these cards, I have come up with so many more ideas, which I really, really loved. Oh darn, I did 2 of the wrong ones. Well, I'm going to glue one on top. We're going to make it easy. I just don't have enough time to film as many more videos for it, so we're just going to kind of set that there. Whoop. that one there. And then I said I wanted to do this here. So let me pull. I'm going to do this first. I'm going to just put some glue and pop this on top. And I'll kind of also add to the sturdiness of it. So there's that. Oops. Not dry yet. Now I did add this string in for your kit. So if you wanted to make more of these, you could just use your other. Okay. So both of those, and then I'm going to just nip one of these in half. And pop this in the center for our bow tie. I think that should fit, hopefully. It'll cover it up. Let's see. Nope. Let me get this piece off. Darn, Rach, you really overestimated your sizing for this. Let me put this on the back instead, crosswise. Hopefully it'll still stick. There we go. And is this one going to be, yeah, too big. So I'm going to put this on. Maybe we'll change this one up to this side. Do this one instead. Okay, so your Ghirardelli will fit right in there. So it kind of looks like a little dress shirt. This one actually is in the Stampin' Up! Catalog. If you feel like you've seen it before, it was in the back of there. And then this will fit right in here. Just like so. Okay, so the only thing, I'm going to see if I can pop these off real quick with my, take your pick. One. I think they might just be getting one button each so you can see what I mean, and then you can go from there. If you want to add the buttons, we'll just leave it like that. That looks good because I want to tie this up and I have to add my little sentiment. Actually, all you need is one button there because that's all. That one doesn't have quite as much room. And then you could skip a button and put a button down at the bottom. Okay, so let me wipe these so I can show you. So you'll have your two ribbons. And what you can do is just take some of this and go through. Now you could do, actually, let's try this. Let me do a little bit of a double action. So take this and go through. A wider probably will go through a little bit better, but. And you could tie this way instead. Do a little ribbon. I'm not securing this one because, being honest, I'm probably going to just eat it when this video is over. So you can just do a little bow if you want. Another thing, I'll show you another one. So there's one. Or you can do a little double action this time and not cut it. And this kind of makes it nice for a little pull through, which is what the other one has. Okay, so granted, I know this is just a little bit longer than we probably would want. So you have a little that, and then you'll take your string, and what I usually do is I wind it several times. So I'll kind of go like this. 3, I'm counting to myself. I'm so old, I'm counting what I'm doing. And you could certainly do this with a bigger ribbon if you don't like this tiny baker's twine. Lord knows we have plenty. I know I do, so I'm sure you do too. Plenty of ribbons. I'm just going to kind of push this down so it's all together. Okay. Snip. Snip. And there you go. And then you have your little gift card holder. So I do think it looks nicer with the bigger ribbon, but I hadn't done it with the baker's twine, so I figured I might as well just at least show you, and that way you can decide if you do yours ahead of time, if you're like, yeah, that's not really my thing. So aside from that, let me share a few other cards that I have. Again, this one, the sentiment was from Well Said. So I have a couple other cards. You may have seen some of these. Some of these I did make on lives. This is a great tuxedo card. And what I did was, for this one, I just want to show you one part. With this piece here, because I didn't make anything with this, I actually did use the adhesive sheet on the back of the black. Made it much easier. You can see I used a scrap piece because this has some copper heat embossing, and there's a little chip missing out of that. So, you know, I used what I have. This is another one I did with the gilded leafing. That is amazing. It is a little bit to get used to. I will tell you that straight off, but it's really, really fun to work with once you've played with it a little bit. And then here are a few others. So this one is kind of a little bit of a nerd card. This is also, I would say, something my grandmother would have dressed my grandfather in, plaid, and then something that completely clashes with it. I actually made a video with this, and it is going to go live as a regular video, but it'll show you how to make this card. This actually uses the pockets. So this was really fun. Again, a lot of adhesive tape in this one, or adhesive sheet, because it made it easier. And then I have two other simple cards. This one, again, uses the stitched scalloped rectangles from So Sentimental bundle. This was really simple. I actually made this piece a little bit bigger. So this is almost a full sheet of cardstock on the front. And then I layered this 1.5 inch by 4 inch panel on top. And then this is actually that suspender, and I just trimmed it off. So it's easier if you make this part bigger, because then you can overlay this and it works a little bit better. I've done it the other way before. It's not as easy. And last but not least, this is a fun one that I did with the blends. And also this sentiment is from a grandkid, in case you've never seen it, to an amazing grandson. This is maybe for someone you know, grandson or otherwise, who've gotten a job. And I just added the So Proud of You on the inside. I actually colored these with the Stampin' blend. So Just Jade, Highland Heather. This one was Bermuda Bay, Mint Macaron, Rich Razzleberry, Balmy Blue, and then I used dark, or I should say light Night of Navy and dark Seaside Spray for this one. So I thought this was a really fun card too. So lots of different things. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I have added some other stamp sets in because I wanted to kind of change up what I had for this, but it was a really, really fun card month, I think, to do. We remember we had our Peaky Blinders card that we just finished up. We had our bow tie thank you card. Where are my others? We had all the cozy sweater cards that we did. Made different ones of those. The PJ pant cards, which are super duper fun. Lots of cards there. And where are my other two cards? I don't know where my other two cards are. My old man and the suspender shirt cards. I must have taken them downstairs for some reason. Nope, you're there. They were just hiding. And then these cards as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial as much as I did making it. It was lots of fun. I would love for you to leave me some comments. Let me know what you think, what you would like to see in the future. I will let you know as soon as I do another card kit. I just have to get planning. But I will put photographs of all of these onto probably the final PDF that goes with this one. I'll put the extra cards onto the bottom of that. So thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I hope you are using your kits and they're making you happy so you can make some cards and share them with people. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon.